everyone, this is Shadow the Rat, and in today's video I'm going to be attempting to make a hanging tube for my rats. So my inspiration here is those Ferroplast tubes that you can get in the UK, and up until recently I thought they only had them in the UK, they didn't have them here in the US, but I managed to find a site which sold them here, and then I promptly managed to lose it. So because I can't find it and I'm not going to spend all day trying to find it again, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to try and make my own. So for this DIY hanging tube, I'm going to be using a round, I think 2 feet long pipe. I'm also going to be using 3 chains attached to hooks, and I'm going to be using a Dremel with the drill bit on. And finally, I'm going to be using hot glue along with sandpaper. Now I do want to warn you, if you are going to be doing the whole sandpaper thing, be careful because there have been instances with people using sandpaper in the rat's cage where the rats end up harming their toes and feet just because they'll rub them raw. Now on the other hand, it can be great at trimming nails, and they're not going to be using this tube too much, I don't think. So I don't think we're going to have any sort of issue with that, but still it's something to think about. And then you can also replace this sandpaper with sandpaper tape. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started by drilling 4 holes into my tube. Now I initially only drilled 3 holes in there, which is why for the rest of this you're going to only see 3 holes until the very end. Then I realized that I could just drill a hole next to the middle hole and I would be able to add in my last piece of support, which wasn't really necessary, but I feel more comfortable with 3 pieces on here. So yeah, I ended up drilling 4 holes in total, and these were just in a straight line across the top. The next thing I did after cleaning out the tube and cleaning off my workspace was to get my hot glue going. So I got my hot glue gun out and I started to heat it up by plugging it in. And then after that I got my sandpaper out, and at this point I started cutting the sandpaper into 4-inch strips. So you can see here I don't really care how wide they are, but I do want them to be around 4 inches long. Then I ended up hot gluing the back of these sandpaper strips into the tube itself. So these serve 2 purposes. First of all, like I said, it can help your rat's nails, it can help file them down, but the main purpose is because the inside of PCV pipes is just really slippery, and rats aren't going to really enjoy or trust something that's having them slip and slide everywhere. So I wanted to add some sandpaper strips every few inches in order to give them a bit of grip. So yeah, that's exactly what I did here, and I'm really glad I did later on when I put it in the cage because it definitely helped give them some confidence in actually going through the tube. So yeah, that's really all I did. After that, I just ended up putting my 3 chains through the holes and then taking it to the cage and hanging it up. And that's pretty much it. I mean, this was a very simple DIY. I'm very proud of how it came out. The Dremel bit didn't go so well. I mean, it worked in the end, but it wasn't a very clean process. That's partially because I'm really new to this whole Dremel thing. It's only my, I think, 2nd time using it with actual plastic, so it was kind of a learning process. I didn't find it too hard to drill through, but I probably needed a different, and I'm not sure what you call this, but I'll call it a drill bit. So I'm not really sure. This is basically what I have in terms of drill bits. I only have the basic kit. So if anyone knows about that, I would be very happy to learn, because I really like using the Dremel now that I've gotten it, and I'm probably going to use it a lot in the future. But yeah, this thing ended up working out pretty well. I hung it up in the rat's cage, and as you can see, they explored it some. Espresso and Cookie were actually the rats who really went in it. The other 3 haven't gone in yet. That's because they're a little bit more wary of new things, but they'll get there, and I think they're really going to enjoy this. Thank you for watching, and as always, you can visit my rat website at www.rattricks.weebly.com, link in the description. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!